TranzSporter Platform Hoist, heavy-duty, powerful, and made to last. TranzSporter will make your next roofing job faster, easier, and safer. It's ideal for lifting shingles, solar panels, roofing felt, insulation, lumber, and other building materials. TranzSporter Platform Hoist from Tie-Down Engineering. The TranzSporter Platform Hoist comes in two models. The LH200, a 3-foot black steel base with dual brakes, or the LH2000, a 4-foot aluminum base with a single brake, side steel reinforced, and lighter in weight. The TranzSporter also comes with an engine assembly, featuring a Honda, Lifan, or Leeson electric engine, and the engine assembly box includes a brake handle. The TranzSporter also includes a collapsible platform or carriage assembly with plywood bracket attachments and 3 to 8 foot track sections. TranzSporter offers optional accessories. The TranzSporter standoff for the LH200 and LH2000 only. The accessory pack for the collapsible platform. This includes steel weldment extenders for the carriage deck and hoop pack. And TranzSporter can be extended up to 44 feet with additional tracks and support brace. On the LH200 shown here, remove the splice plates on the track section and save for the future. You'll need a 9/16" socket. Splicing plates are bolted to the outside of the track section. On the LH2000, leave the splice plates on the 8-foot track section. For the proper orientation, the rung supports should be underneath the track rungs when splicing. Before attaching, check to make sure all the holes align. If the holes do not align, simply flip the track section over. Install nuts and bolts. Then tighten. Take the platform or collapsible carriage and insert the safety pins where indicated on each side. Take the collapsible platform or carriage assembly and slide it onto the 8-foot track section attached to the base section. The wheels should ride inside the rails as shown here. Slide down and pin to the base section. On the final track section, attach the top cap using a socket wrench. The top cap should connect to the outside of the track section. With all the tracks used lined up, connect track sections together. Splice plates should be mounted on the outside of the tracks. Next, the cable is attached to the collapsible platform or carriage assembly. To install the cable, turn the hoist on its side. Attach brake handle using the threaded T-bolt and push up to release the brakes. Pull the cable along the track section to the top cap. And then feed the cable through the pulley sheave and down the front side of the track sections. Attach the cable loop to the bolt to the bottom of the collapsible platform or carriage and tighten. You'll need a 3/4" socket. Raising the hoist requires 3 contractors. When raising the hoist, keep track sections clear of all electrical wires and equipment and be aware of overhead objects. Lay the platform hoist parallel to the building wall. Tie rope to the top cap. Have one contractor pull the rope from the roof. While another braces the base shoes from slipping, the third walks the hoist up hand over hand by the track rungs. When the hoist reaches a vertical position, carefully rotate the unit 90 degrees. Move the bottom of the base unit away from the building by 1/4 of the height of the building. Secure track sections to the roof, but do not use rope or any other object that may interfere with the platform or carriage. The best option is to use the TranzSporter stabilizer as shown here. The standoff allows for proper mounting to the eave of the roof and prevents costly damage to gutters. Next, attach the engine assembly to the base unit. It should hang freely from the top crossmember. While the engine is off, feed the belt through to the engine and slip over the sheave on the engine assembly. There should be slack on the belt. Prior to starting the engine, check all oil levels. The The oil crankcase must be filled with approximately 20 ounces of oil. On the Lifan gas engine, the gear is already filled, but not the crankcase. On the Honda engine, both gear and crankcase must be filled before use. Next, fill with unleaded gasoline. Attach handle on either side of the base unit as shown. To start the engine, the choke and throttle should be all the way to the left. Next, turn the fuel line on. On and off are clearly marked on the air filter. And lastly, turn on the red knob or the on-off switch. Adjust the choke until the engine idles correctly. Engines should always be at full throttle when raising materials. Keep track sections clear of all electrical wires and equipment, and be aware of overhead objects. Never climb the hoist tracks. The operator of this hoist unit should wear appropriate safety equipment. Before each use, carefully inspect all parts for wear or damage. Do not allow anyone to operate the TranzSporter hoist who has not been thoroughly and properly trained in the correct operation and use of this hoist. Prior to raising the platform, remove the locking pin from the carriage and place it in the pin holder underneath. In order to raise the TranzSporter collapsible platform or carriage, face the hoist, standing as far back as possible. Place your foot on the foot control brace to engage the engine to drum belt. This permits the collapsible platform or carriage assembly to roll up the track section. When the collapsible platform or carriage reaches the top cap, release your foot immediately. This will automatically apply the self-energizing brakes. Do not use the brake handle during the lifting process. Move away from the hoist while the load is being removed from the platform or carriage assembly. To lower the empty platform or carriage assembly, first make sure there are no materials left on the carriage. Then grasp the brake handle. A feathering technique must be used. Feathering the brake involves lifting the brake handle up, which disengages the brake, and then lowering the handle, which engages the brake. Use this feathering technique multiple times as shown here to safely lower the empty collapsible carriage. Lower the collapsible carriage to the ground at a slow speed, not to exceed 50 feet per minute. Never apply the brake abruptly. Continue to decelerate the platform as it nears the ground to prevent damage to the collapsible platform and stop bracket. Do not use the hoist to lower materials. When you're done using the transporter and the job is complete, you can remove the engine, carefully lower the hoist, unbolt tracks, and remove slack in the cable. Make sure to pin the collapsible platform or carriage to the base section in order to prevent any movement of the platform during transport. Consult your owner's manual for complete teardown instructions. TranzSporter by Tie Down Engineering is the #1 selling platform hoist in the industry. Designed with the construction crew in mind, it can streamline your work, aid in quick and safe installation, and make your job easier. Tie Down Engineering's TranzSporter, a great way to get the job done.